Alright students, we're going to work on project 1 from our Sketchup books. Yesterday we already went through these steps, so I know some of you might have gotten lost or need a refresher on how we loaded our house plan to Sketchup. So first thing we do, we have Sketchup loaded up. I'm going to delete or erase our individual here. I'm going to go to File, 3D Warehouse, Get Models. Now that our 3D warehouse is loaded, we type in first floor and then this ROSKES. We click the search button, and if you've typed it in correctly, you will get one plan. Click this button right here to download. Yes. And we place it in between our red and green axis here. Rotate our view, and we see a simple house plan, 2D house plan. What we're going to do is rescale this. So I'm going to take my selection tool, come down here, and right click. I'll choose Explode. What this does is it allows us to now resize this to whatever dimension we want. And as I zoom in here, I see that this spot from this point to this point is 6 feet. So I'm going to take my tape measure tool, and I'm going to click at this intersection right here. I'm going to drag over to this intersection right here and click again. Now if I notice, down here in the length field, it says 1 foot 10 and 1/2 inch. Obviously that's too small. We need it to be 6. So I'm going to type 6 on the keyboard with an apostrophe. It's the key right next to the enter button. Once I've typed that in, you'll see down here in the length field it says 6 feet. Go ahead and hit enter. After you've hit the enter button, you will receive this message. Do you want to resize the model? Click yes. What this does is it will transform our model into the correct size. You can click this button right here, our Zoom Essentials button. It looks like a magnifying glass with a bunch of arrows. Click that, and we take our tape measure tool and just go left to right, and we see that indeed our length is now 6 feet. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Maybe you might have yours a little bit less. But essentially it is the length that is required. All right, now it's time to create our walls. So it's as simple as taking our pencil tool, drawing on the red and green axis, tracing our black lines. Now notice, as I start to drag this line up, I should get an inference point. All right, and it's real hard to see. I'm going to zoom in real tight, and you'll see a dotted red line. That way I know that these lines will match up. And as I draw the line across, it will turn like a grayish, like bluish gray color. All right, that's my first wall. This wall over here, I'm going to start. Now notice it's not a true rectangle. It kind of zigzags around a bit. In order to make sure that my walls line up, all right, I'm going to hover over this endpoint and start to drag over to the right. As I do that, what I will notice, again, there's a dotted red line. This makes sure that I'm in a straight line, and both walls will line up. So I'm going to click, and I'm going to start to drag down in the green direction. Now notice there's no inference point for this one where to stop. If you get in a hurry and just stop right now, there's no guarantee that your walls are going to match up, and it's going to cause problems later on. So what I'll do is I'll take and I'll hover my pencil over this endpoint and start to drag. And again, as I see it, there's that dotted red line again. So I'm going to keep dragging across my page. I should get a green solid green line and a dotted red line. Click to make that point. And it's hard to see because of that black line that's already there. But now I've had this line started. Now I simply just trace the rest of this line. And what you'll notice is that there'll be a lot of zooming out and panning as you're drawing this. This feature right here. See, as I'm almost done. Now again, this point here, as I'm coming down, I need to make sure it's lined up with this point, endpoint. So again, as you see, hover, drag it back till it's solid green and a dotted red line. Click, drag across, click, there we go. All right, now I'm going to finish up my outline, and we'll talk about creating our actual walls after my outline is all done. Okay, now I have everything traced. The next thing we have to do is pull up our walls. So I want our walls to be 10 feet. I'm going to go to our push-pull, rotate my view a little bit. Now this walls are going to be the same, every single one of them. So it doesn't matter which one you pick. Pick one wall, start to drag it up. Type 10 apostrophe for 10 feet. Hit enter. Notice that it goes up there. Now all you have to do is double click on each one of your solid objects, and they will automatically go to 10 feet. All right, now all of my walls have been pulled up. All right, not too much, it doesn't look too bad, but not quite like a house just yet. It would be pretty drafty if someone were to actually live in this. So what we have to do is make our cutouts for our windows and our frames for our doors. So I know this wall right here. Okay, so now in order to make my window frames, I'm going to click the tape measure tool. This wall, I'm going to use this wall as a surface because it's a nice big surface. I'm going to, from the bottom, I'm going to start to drag up. You'll notice if I zoom in, that dotted line right here. This is a guideline. We're going to make this guideline 4 feet. So 4 apostrophe and hit enter. All right, that's going to be the bottom of my window frame. The top of my window frame is going to be 7 feet from the bottom. So I, again, find a spot on the base here, on the edge, click, start to drag up, and type 7 apostrophe. Hit enter. So now I have it. What I'll do to make the frame, zoom in a little bit, take my pencil tool, I'll click right here where it says intersection and drag a line across on the green axis. Same one down here, click and drag across. So now I've separated this face into 3 faces. I take my push-pull tool, pull it right here to the end point, and click. Same one down here, pull to the end or the edge, and click. Now what you'll notice here is I've got these lines. I need to do what's called healing the surface, which makes this one whole face. So I just simply erase, erase, erase. And I'll continue doing that throughout the rest of this project here. I'll do it one more time for you. On the intersection, drag across. Intersection, drag across. Push pull to the endpoint or the edge. Eraser tool, heal, heal, heal. Okay, If something doesn't work, it means your lines didn't match up, and you'll have to erase those lines and start over. Unfortunately, that is the downside to your tracing, which is why it's extremely important that you followed your red and green axis and used your inference points to make sure everything lined up. Good luck. The final step in our process here is creating our door frame. We're going to use the 8-foot line as our bottom or our sill of our door. So take our tape measure tool, drag up, type 8 apostrophe, hit enter. Take our pencil tool, drag across on the red line, push pull through to the other side, and just heal the surface like we did with our windows. So we have one nice solid surface. I have one more door frame to put in, and then my project is done. Please make sure you upload this to the Google Classroom and print off your final copy and turn into the substitute teacher. Thank you. Hope you have a great day, and be nice to the substitute.